You're having a genuinely good moment. Maybe it's a dinner with people you love, or a quiet evening that just feels right, or one of those rare days where nothing is wrong. And then, right in the middle of it, a thought arrives. I should remember this. And the second you think that, something shifts. You become a spectator of your own life. You start watching the moment instead of living it. You notice the light, the sounds, the way everyone looks. And the more you try to hold on to it, the more it slips. The feeling doesn't disappear completely, but it changes. It becomes something you're performing rather than experiencing. That's called Kairosclerosis. The moment happiness hardens, the second you become aware of it. The strange part is that the awareness comes from love. You recognize the moment because it matters to you, but recognition pulls you out of it, and you spend the rest of the evening half present, half archiving, neither fully here nor fully gone.
Velitation. There's a version of yourself that exists only in the morning, before the day has had a chance to happen. You wake up, and for a few minutes, everything feels possible. You're gonna call that person back. You're gonna finally start the thing you've been putting off. You're gonna eat better, sleep earlier, be different. The list is real. The intention is real. You can almost feel it happening. And then the day starts. And somewhere between the first hour and the last, that version of you quietly disappears. Not because anything went wrong, not because you failed, just because the weight of the actual day replaced the lightness of the imagined one. By the time you're home, those plans feel like they belong to someone else. That feeling is called velation, the gap between who you are in the morning and who you become by evening. It's not laziness, it's something more like gravity. The morning self floats, evening self lands.
Onerios.
It happens at night, usually late. The house is quiet. Everyone else is asleep or somewhere else. You look out a window and something pulls at you. Not fear, not loneliness exactly. Something between the two. The dark street outside looks like it's waiting, like something is about to happen or already happened and you missed it. Like if you went outside right now, you'd find something. You don't know what. You stand there longer than you should. The feeling doesn't resolve. There's no arrival, no answer. Just the window and the dark and this inexplicable sense that something out there is meant for you. And then you go back to bed. And in the morning, you can barely remember why it mattered. That's Onerios, the pull towards something unnamed in the dark. The feeling that the night outside is not just absence, but invitation. It's one of those feelings that only lives in silence. The moment someone else walks into the room,
"Are you winning, son?"
it vanishes completely, like it needed you alone to exist.
Retrouvaille. You go back. Maybe it's a place, a song, an old conversation you scroll back to read. You return to something that once meant everything, hoping to find what it felt like the first time. And the thing is still there, exactly as you left it. The place still looks the same. The song still sounds the same, but the feeling doesn't come back the way you wanted it to. It's not that it's gone. It's that you moved. Somewhere between then and now, you changed just enough that you can no longer fit back into the version of yourself who felt it that way. You can see where the feeling used to live, like an outline on a wall where a picture once hung, but the picture isn't there anymore. This is Retrouvaille, the bittersweet discovery that you can return to a place, but not to who you were inside it. What makes it different from Hirath is that you actually go back. You make the trip, and the return itself teaches you something Hirath never could. That you weren't missing the place, you are missing yourself. Lutalism.
Some days you wake up and nothing is technically wrong. You're not sick, nothing bad happened, nobody hurt you, but there's this low, flat feeling sitting somewhere in your chest, and you can't point to a reason for it. You try to trace it back. Was it something you ate? Something someone said? Something you watched last night? You keep looking for the source, and it keeps not being there. It's not sadness exactly. It's more like the absence of something you can't name, like a room that used to have furniture and now doesn't. Functional, but emptier than it should be. That's called Lutalisme, the feeling of being subtly, inexplicably off without a cause you can identify. The hard part about Lutalisme is that it resists comfort. You can't fix what you can't find. People ask if you're okay, and you say yes, because technically you are. And then you spend the rest of the day carrying something you have no name for, waiting for it to lift on its own schedule.
Ellipsism.
Somewhere, quietly, a thought arrives. The world is going to keep going after you. Decades from now, there will be new things, new discoveries,
New sounds, new moments that nobody has felt yet. The story doesn't end when you leave it. It just continues without you as a reader. And there's something specifically strange about that. Not grief exactly, not fear, just the awareness that the future is being written and you won't get to read past a certain page. There are places that will exist after you're gone. People who will have conversations you can't imagine. Versions of the world you'll never get to know. That feeling is called ellipsism, the quiet sadness of knowing you will miss everything that happens after you. It's different from the fear of death. It's not about the ending. It's about the continuing. The world doesn't stop, and somehow that's the part that sits with you. Chrysonaut. You make a decision, maybe a big one, maybe small, and the second it's made, somewhere in the back of your mind, you're already aware of the versions of yourself that won't happen now. The conversation you didn't start, the city you didn't move to, the job you didn't take. They don't haunt you exactly, but they're there, quiet, parallel, running alongside the life you're actually living. The strange part isn't the regret, it's that you don't even know if those other versions would have been better. Maybe they would have been worse, maybe exactly the same, but you can't know, and the not knowing creates its own particular weight. You carry not just your life, but the ghost of every life you didn't choose. This is Chrysonaut, the awareness that every decision closes a door that cannot be reopened, and the quiet grief of those sealed rooms. It's not the same as Onism, which is about all the lives you can't live at once. Chrysonaut is specifically about the doors you closed, the paths that were yours and then weren't. Mornement. You wake up. For just a second, everything is neutral, blank. Then, before you're even fully conscious, something arrives. A weight, a residue from yesterday that settled into your sleep and is still there when you open your eyes. You don't remember exactly what it is yet, but your body already knows. Your chest already carries it, and then it comes back. The conversation, the thing you said or didn't say, the thing that happened or almost happened. It finds you before you were ready for it, before you had a chance to build any defenses. That first moment is mornement, the gap between waking up and remembering. That brief window where you exist before yesterday does. Some mornings it's heavy, some mornings it's light, and occasionally, on very good days, when yesterday holds nothing difficult, you wake up and the window stays clear for longer than usual, and you notice, and you're grateful for it in a way that's hard to explain to anyone who's never paid attention. Adronitis. You make eye contact with a stranger for just a second, on a train, at a crossing, through a window. Something passes between you. Not attraction, not recognition, just a moment of being seen, of knowing that for that single second, two completely separate lives briefly touched, and then they're gone. It's over so fast that you can't be sure it was real, but you carry it, not the person, but the moment, the strange, specific weight of a connection that existed and then didn't, of someone who will live the rest of their life, never knowing they left something behind. This is Adronitis, the frustration that it takes so long to get to know someone, and that most people you'll ever see, you'll never get past that first second. There are people you pass every day who, in a different version of your life, would be your closest friends. People whose humor matches yours exactly, whose silences you'd find comfortable, whose particular way of seeing things would change how you see yours. You'll never know. They'll never know. And somehow, that's one of the loneliest facts there is. Sillage. Someone leaves a room, or they leave for good, and the space they occupied doesn't immediately return to neutral. Their coffee cup is still warm. The chair still holds the shape of them. The air still carries something. For a few minutes or hours, or sometimes longer, the room holds the ghost of their presence. Not them, just the evidence that they were there. You notice it most with people who mattered, after a long visit that's now over, after a breakup when you walk through a space you shared, after a loss when the objects haven't been told yet. The room doesn't know they're gone, and for a little while, you live inside that gap. That feeling is called sillage, the lingering presence of someone after they've left, the way a person leaves a shape in the world even when they're no longer in it. It's not grief exactly, it's something gentler, more like an echo, the world remembering someone a few minutes longer than it has to.